Welcome, welcome. We are live. How's everyone doing? I think I just scared my dog back there. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks so much for joining me. Welcome to another exciting episode of Apple Talk Live, where we will hang out and talk about all Apple and smart home stuff, tech. It's going to be a lot of fun, as always. I'm so glad you guys could join me. Let's say hi to some folks here. I was setting up, so I didn't get to check out the chat just yet. And let me know if there's any issues with the stream. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. In the meantime, let's say hi to some folks here. Who we got in the house? John, what's going on? John Wolf from West Texas, Wet Texas. All right, Will Ty, what's going on? Will Ty, how you doing? Torin is here. Don. What's up, Don? 88 degrees and really humid in Delaware. Let's make sure this works. All right, good deal. Our chat pop-up is working. Spent my day assembling IKEA furniture for the wife. I just assembled some furniture, was it last night? Maybe the night before. So I feel you there. Frederick, what's up, Frederick? How you doing today, buddy? Frederick from Central Texas. We have a big storm headed our way, hoping it doesn't interfere with me moderating the live stream. I hope so too. Actually, it was just raining here not too long ago, so hopefully the stream will be good to go. And let's see, trying to see if we got any feedback there, making sure you guys can hear and see me good. Hopefully all is well. But Frederick, thanks for being here. Thanks for helping out with the stream as well. Same to you, Brian. Appreciate you helping out here, and Trent as well. You guys moderating, much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Let's see who we got. George, what's up, George? How you doing today, man? Good to see you. I was enjoyed your apartment tour, the new condo. It's looking great, man. Watched your video earlier. Y'all check out George's YouTube channel. Was watching that while I was eating lunch today. So good stuff, man. New place is looking great as always, man. You always do awesome job on those tour videos. Alex, what's up, Alex? Keenan, glad to see you here, Keenan. Hermit is here. Let's see. Sigmund Judge, what's up, Sigmund Judge? How you doing today? Good to see you as well, all the way from London. Baba Isn't Trolling celebrates 4 months of membership. Thank you so much for being a continued supporter of the channel for 4 months. That is much appreciated. And I see we do have a lot of channel members here, so I'll take this time to thank all of you for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot. I appreciate you guys. Could not do it without your support. For those who aren't channel members or maybe want to know more about that, you can become a channel member by clicking the little join button. It should be somewhere down there next to the like button, I think. And that'll give you some extra perks like early access to new videos. We have a member Discord server, which is a super cool place. I'm always talking about it. I'm always in there pretty much every day. But great place to ask questions, get feedback, get advice, give advice. Really good stuff. I even go there myself, and I'm because there's so many great knowledgeable people. A lot of you guys here in the chat, guys and girls here are in the chat that are also over there, and I'll go there myself to get some some advice on things sometimes, like Home Assistant or whatever else stuff I'm working on. Did that, what was it, yesterday or the day before, I think. So Vito D from New York. What's up, Vito? Mr. H4. I'm just going to abbreviate yours to Mr. H4. How about that? Make it a little easier. Juan, what's up, Juan? From Virginia. I also lived in Virginia for a little while when I was younger. A little known fact there. I mentioned Germany before here on the stream, but I don't think I've ever mentioned Virginia. I did live in Virginia for, let's see, I think it's about 3 years actually growing up. Edgar, what's up, Edgar? Edgar's Home Tech. Speaking of good YouTube channels, you guys check out Edgar's Home Tech, another smart home channel, making some great videos over there. Thank you for joining us today, Edgar. Larry, what's up, Larry? Good to see you here. Ingo Mill from St. Louis. All right, St. Louis. Paul, what's up, Paul? Glad you can make it here. Jeff from Michigan. What's going on, Jeff? Super hot and humid today, but Apple Home is monitoring our temps. adjusting Ecobee and fans accordingly. So we're good. Nice. Isn't it just wonderful when everything is working smoothly as it should be? I love it. Let's see. All right, let me jump to the front of the chat. Welcome, everybody. If this is maybe your first time joining a live stream, we'll hang out. I've got a few things to talk about, some stuff in the news, some discounts. I usually try to bring some discounts and deals to you guys. George says audio doesn't sound quite as crisp as normal, just a little muddy, maybe on my end. Okay, thanks George for the feedback. Let me know, you guys, if how the audio sounds. Adjust my microphone, make sure everything's plugged in well. All right, everything's plugged in. Same mic I'm usually using. So George says it has been that way for me as well. All right, maybe I'll bring the microphone a little closer. Audio is good. Getting mixed reviews on the audio. All right, gotta love live streams, huh? Adjusting on the fly. Hopefully that's not too bad. I brought the mic a little closer. If it's too loud, too soft, whatever, I can also adjust that. So let me know if that's the case. Sounds good, but not as crisp. That's interesting that you say that, because I've been using the same microphone for a long time. So it's got to be the settings in either the camera or the microphone. Maybe. Let's see. Test. 1, 2, 3. Gotta love live streams, right? Adjusting on the fly. Yo, sounds fine to me. Thanks, Ty. 400% gain. No. I've got it set to where it should be good, and it's what I use for videos too. So anyways, all good. All right, guys, appreciate it. We'll move on. But yeah, like I said, if you are new, first stream here, we got some stuff to talk about. I do take questions. I will answer as many as I can. No guarantee that I will get to them all, but I will try. I can guarantee you that. So during the stream, if you have a question, you can what I ask is just preface your comment with the word question. So type in the word question and then ask your question. And what I'll do is I'll try to flag all those and I'll save them, and I will come back to all the questions and try to get to as many as I can. So I just ask that you be patient, ask one time, because I will save those and come back to them, and just try to be patient. And also we got some awesome people here in the chat that may help out and answer some questions too. So almost like you're using noise reduction or something. Okay, I'll have to check out what might be going on there, George. I appreciate the feedback for sure. Yeah, maybe we'll do some test streams or something in the next week and see if we can figure that out. And then Don says the sound is great. So George, you must be using some super fancy headphones there. That's probably what it is. Your headphones are too nice. Lone Star Trent using AirPods Pro. Sounds good. Okay, appreciate the feedback, guys. But you can hear me, so hopefully that's all that really matters today. So let's get into it. I see Solano 84 says that new dimmer switch you reviewed, does it not have a physical slider or ability to simply adjust dim level with a physical button? Everything else seemed perfect. It does. So for those who are interested, and I was going to mention this, so I'll go ahead and jump to this when we're talking about our discounts and stuff. The question is about the Inovelli smart dimmer. So, let's see, that's the on-off switch here. Excuse me, let me move my head over here. The White Series dimmer, I just made a video about this, came out this Sunday. If you're interested, check it out. I recommend everybody check it out if you have any interest in smart switches, because this thing is pretty freaking awesome. But the question was, can you dim it physically like the hardwired light? I believe is the question. And the answer is yes, you can. So what you have to do, you can't slide it up and down, which is kind of how the Lutron Caseta Diva works. So it's not like that. What you do is you just push and hold on either the top or the bottom toggle if you want to dim the light fixture that this is wired to. So it does have physical dimming capabilities for your switch. Again, that will work with the switch or the light that it's wired to, but that is how you would do that. And there should be some B-roll footage in that video at least. I may have not talked about it specifically, but there should be some B-roll footage in that video that showcases the light dimming a little bit, or at least using that capability, because I don't think I could get the light fixture and the switch in the same shot there. So hope that answers that question. Alex, let me see, celebrates 19 months. Thank you so much, Alex, for the continued support. Says, have a great summer, everyone. Shane, you are always welcome to Greece if the wife is willing to fly. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support and the invite there to Greece. That would be a fun trip. Never been to Greece. I don't think I stand a shot in hell to get my wife on a plane that would go that far. She does not like flying. I'm not crazy about it, but I would do it. I would do it for something fun like that. But yeah, my wife does not like flying. It took everything I had to, as you know, to get her to Vegas. We went to Vegas for CES in January, and that was difficult, but she did it. So maybe I'll work her into it. Maybe one day. George, thank you so much. Where is the chat there? George gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, George, for that, man. I do appreciate that. George gifted 10 memberships, so YouTube will kind of automatically select some of you in the chat here to get a membership. Sigmund, Ty, Vinny, some of you guys have gotten gifted multiple times, I think, here in the past, which is cool. Albert, Jerry, Stevie, Rigo, The Real JB, Pascal, Jero, you guys were all gifted memberships thanks to George, man. So George, thank you so much for doing that. And as a member, even if you got a gifted membership, that should be good for 1 month. And then, you don't have to do anything. It'll expire. If you want to continue being a member, I would love that. As would, I'm sure, the other members. We'd love to have you. You can then just renew it, and you'll get access to all those perks. Either way, for you, again, early access to new videos, our member Discord server. We also do a monthly member video chat. I didn't mention that earlier, so that's always a lot of fun. But yeah, as a new member, you guys get that. So join us over in Discord if you just got gifted one of those memberships. Oh man, Sigmund, awesome. Thank you so much. Sigmund, let me see, where is that? Gifted 1 membership as well. Thank you so much, Sigmund. And Brandon, you were gifted that membership. So let's see. Okay, cool. I can click on that too. So Brandon, you are now a member. And it looks like everybody who has a gold star, like Frederick here on the chat, is a member. So thank you so much, Sigmund, for paying it forward. That's really kind of you. You guys are awesome, man. We got the best people here in this chat for sure. Why? I have no idea how to say this. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm sorry for not being able to say your name there. Ran over as soon as I looked at the clock. Oops, too late. Well, you made the stream. I'm not sure. What are you too late for? The gifted memberships goes like automatically. I don't know how YouTube picks that, but YouTube does. Okay, like I said, if you have questions, type in your word question like Keenan just did here, and I'm going to save those, and I will get back to them. And again, I should mention, guys, I mentioned it earlier, go check out George's YouTube channel, George Langabeer. He just posted a really awesome tour video. He's always moving and making these tours. That's actually how I first found George. I think it was super late. I was up late, midnight, searching YouTube, and I came across this HomeKit tour video, and I was like, oh man, this is pretty sweet. And I think I left a comment, and then we connected that way. So yeah, good stuff there. Thank you, George, again. All right. So I mentioned, I didn't even talk about the discount. Let's talk about some discounts right now. We'll cover these. There are some deals I want to bring to your attention, and then some news, and then we'll just jump into questions, okay? So again, the Inovelli White Series, I wanted to share this because they gave me a discount for 5% off your entire order, which is pretty awesome because my understanding is they don't really do discounts very often, if ever. through the Inovelli, through Inovelli. So this is like the only place you can buy these, I believe. And I've got a 5% discount off your entire order. So that can add up, especially if you're buying multiple switches. But you can get, again, that dimmer like you see right here that we reviewed. Some of these others are on pre-order. This one here is sold out. But these are awesome. You have to use the link. So there's no code. Just use the link that I put in the description to get that discount there. So check that out if you're interested. And also that link is in the video that I did about these. So if you want to just watch the video first maybe and see what it's all about, you can do that. That link is also over there. All right, let's see. See some questions. I'm going to save these guys. And John, I see you put the Q, put question, actually type the word question out, guys, if you have a question, because I did happen to see yours, but sometimes it's hard to see and catch comments in this chat. And when I see the word question, I can search this, I can save those, and that way I'll be able to come back to them. All right. Let's see. Next up, some more discounts. Let's see. The Govee lights. So I just posted a video this morning about my Govee outdoor light setup. So Govee hooked me up with a bunch of awesome outdoor lights. I've really had fun adding these to my setup. These are on sale right now. So again, there's a link down in the description to get to these, but you can see 24% off the 2-pack of the outdoor wall light, and then 20% off of the Triad outdoor floodlight. This thing right here, this sucker is actually, they're both extremely bright. This one right here, the wall light, was way brighter than I thought it would be. Really nice light. And this thing I kind of figured would be really bright, and it was extremely bright. I don't think I will ever be using either one of these at 100% brightness. They're that bright. But again, full video showing more on those. Those do also support Matter, so you can get them into your Apple HomeKit setup. Really great products there. Love what Govee's doing. They're bringing, Matter support to their newer products. They're also just way more affordable. Like any of the outdoor stuff from Philips Hue, anything comparable to those products are like twice as much. So I'm really loving what Govee's doing there. So check out that video and also those discounts if you've been interested in outdoor lighting. Let's see. All right, I see some questions. I'm going to save these. And next up on the discounts, let's see, the Eve Blinds collection. So I did want to share this also. I'll run through these real quick so we can get to questions and stuff. The Eve Blinds collection, I got a 15% discount code. Again, link is in the description for that. These are really nice blinds. This is their new blinds collection. I actually have, sitting right here at my desk, I actually have some fabrics. So there's all kinds of fabrics. They have blackout, different colors. I think there's 3 different styles, one of which is the blackout. I really like the blackout ones. But yeah, 15% discount on the Eve Blinds collection. And those are good. And you can get those shipped in the US and in Germany. Okay, and controller for HomeKit. This is an app. Talked about this also in a recent video. New floor plan feature. I think this is still good. It's a $10 off your first year. Discount is down. I think you have to use the link. That's down in the description. Also, the Tailwind garage door, 10% off this with the code I have down in the description. This is the garage door opener that I recommend. It works, as you can see, with pretty much everything. I just had I think 2 or 3 of my friends that I here locally purchased one of these because I think it's so great. I recommend it. And again, 10% discount exclusive code I think is down in the description of this live stream if you want to take advantage of that. Really good smart garage door opener. Also a video on that if you want to watch more. I guess there's videos on just about everything I'm talking about here today. Um, but yeah, so that is the deals. I like to bring those to you because everybody likes to save money, and these are the products that that I like using. I like these. So next up, let's cover some news. All right. You may have seen this if you are as obsessed about smart homes as me. Yeah, this happened. So with iOS 18, Apple is going to, let's see, I probably did not pick this is a really good article, by the way, but it's not the best headline. So let's see, I'm trying to see where it says, here we go. With iOS 18, you're going to have the option to choose your preferred HomeKit hub. That's right. With iOS 18, as of right now, unless they remove this out of the software, which could technically happen, but as long as they don't, in iOS 18, you will be able to choose your preferred HomeKit or smart home hub. Yes, finally. That's something we've all been asking for a long time. Jeff says, finally, yes. Man, so glad to see that. If you have a hardwired Apple TV 4K, for example, you probably want that to be your primary hub all the time. Sometimes switching to older hubs can be issues. Apple has always kind of just I don't know how they pick, but it's always been like just, it's been automatic essentially. But you can see here coming soon, you can still do the automatic selection if you want, but if you have, something, one of your hubs you want to be primary, you will be able to choose your preferred home hub. This is really encouraging for me. I mean, not only do we get, a feature that we've all been asking for forever, but it's just encouraging to see that it seems like somebody is probably listening to the community. I mean, you'd have to, be living under a rock to not hear that, I think, because so many of us have probably been saying that. But it's nice to see that they have implemented this. Really happy to see. Dawn says, speaking of the Tailwind, I have the Tailwind garage door opener and they're really good, but my setup requires an adapter, which took some time to work out the kinks. Very good point there. Yeah, and on their website too, for anybody who's interested, they have a compatibility checker on their website. I think I linked to that in my video in the description of the video on the Tailwind garage door opener. But you can do the compatibility checker, and then it should tell you if you'll need an adapter or something, but they will send that to you there's just a few different garage door openers or garage doors that require that, I think. But if you do, they'll send it out. They have very wide compatibility, I know, so that's another reason why I recommend it. So even if you have to have an adapter, it should work with most garage doors. Oh yeah, that would be nice, huh, Paul? So that's what we'll ask for for the next version of this, huh? We'll spend the next 5 years asking for this feature. But yeah, that'd be cool if you could like put in the order if your primary fails, what your secondary backup would be. Maybe that would be pretty nice. All right, let's see. All right, I see some questions. Yeah, okay. One more thing I wanted to bring to your attention, then we'll jump into these questions, y'all. This was pretty, I didn't see this coming. I mean, I know Flic was, gonna bring home or Matter support to their hubs. They told us that a while ago, but it's been kind of quiet. for a while, but no, it looks like through a beta, you can get Matter support to your Flic hub. What's pretty interesting is that it's making the Flic hub essentially a Matter controller here, according to this. Now, I haven't tried this with my Flic hub. I do have one. I do use this. So if you don't know, I should mention too, Flic is they have these little buttons here that you can use. The Flic Twist is really cool. It's got some limitations as far as compatibility, but it's super cool. I actually have one right over here that I use. Flic buttons are awesome. They connect to the Flic hub. These are both Flic hubs, but Matter support is coming. And yeah, I find it kind of interesting that instead of just making it a Matter bridge, they're making it a Matter controller, which means you'll essentially be able to connect Matter over Wi-Fi accessories directly to this hub. I don't really know why you'd want to do that, but I guess you could. It won't support Thread. There's no Thread radio built in. I don't know. It seems like we're also just having more and more Matter controllers pop up, like actually like the Akart M3 hub. Look at that right there. A nice little ad. That is also a Matter controller as well. So interesting stuff. Good to see that Flic is bringing that support. I usually have some Flic buttons laying right around me out there. Pretty awesome little smart buttons. Jeff says, I hope someday to have extra money to buy a bunch of Flics. I think we like them in our home. Just a lot of investment on the front end. Yeah, they are very expensive. That's probably the biggest downside about them, is they are expensive, especially to get started. I don't know if they're doing anything for Prime Day, because I don't know. They sell a lot. I think they sell mainly through their website. Another thing to note, Prime Day is coming up too. So for those of you who have had your eye on stuff, you might want to hold off till Prime Day. Should be a lot of discounts. But I know Flic does usually some big stuff around Black Friday. So maybe later in the year, they'll run some big discounts. Might be a good time to take advantage if you want to hold out. Edgar says, I agree. I would put Flics everywhere. Aesthetically, they are the best looking and small. I agree with that. They're also very clicky. They just have this soft touch, and they're very tactile, which, I love. Okay, let me see. Let's jump into some questions. We still got quite a while, so I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. Let me flag some more. Did I see your question? Yes, I see questions. That's why I ask you guys to put the word question there so I can search, and I will flag it. Don't need to repeat it. I see AAA. I'm going to get back to these. Thank you, Brian and Frederick, for answering and helping out. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of them. Okay. So what have you guys been working on? I'm going to ask you a question. What smart home stuff, any new projects for you guys? I've been working on quite a few things on the back end. We'll probably get to some of them here during these questions. So Turin, thank you for the question. Does Inovelli still work when you lose the network? So Inovelli works over Thread. So I haven't tested this, but in theory, it probably depends on how it's connected. So the Inovelli White anyways is thread based. So if it's connected if your automation's through HomeKit, I think, and if that's a tough one. It might be worth checking, because technically it's supposed to work locally, and I haven't tested this. Obviously anything that's hardwired to the switch. So if you hardwire the switch for your light, that will still work. You can always use the light switch still. For the actual fixture it's wired to. But as far as the automations and stuff go, that will probably depend on your smart home platform. But Matter is supposed to work locally. So in theory, you should still be able to use those automations, and they should still work even if your network goes down. Again, I'd have to test this, because if your HomePod or your HomeKit hub is not on the network, that could present some issues, but technically it should still work locally. But it would definitely be worth testing out. But in theory, it should work still. Question, how does the dimming function work on the Inovelli switch? If you're holding the paddle down to dim the light, will it also trigger the scene you have saved for the long press? Yes. So that is how it works. You can kind of set up like multiple things. So if you're let me jump here to kind of help demonstrate this a little bit. Where is the Inovelli? So if you're holding down one of these to dim the light, it will also trigger the automation for the button. So, you just have to consider that if you're actually using your switch for a light fixture. Now, what I like, and so you may not want to program those at all, you know what I mean? But what I like is that you also have this little button right here. This is another programmable button, and you can control this. You can configure this as a scene controller. So single press, double press, and a long press to run any of your scenes. Excuse me. On top of that, you also have this LED bar that shows up in HomeKit or whatever smart home platform you're using. Excuse me. And that can be automated, to change colors and stuff like that. But yes, if this is hardwired and you're controlling your actual light fixture, it will also trigger those button presses in your smart home ecosystem. For me, I am using mine in smart switch mode or smart bulb modes, excuse me. So that means it's not controlling the light fixture at all. So I'm using mine just with automations, if that makes sense. So because I want constant power to my ceiling light, because I'm using the Nanoleaf ceiling lights and I don't want to cut the power to those. So for me, I'm just using those button presses. I hope that kind of clears that up. Question, when dimming the Inovelli switches, doesn't that also set off the long press? Okay, so yeah, same question there. I think I just answered that. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Question, I'm setting up Pico remotes in every room to act as smart switches, but do you think it's better to go with Inovelli instead now? I'm tempted as it's not much more money and would save time. So Pico remotes will only, I'm looking around. I thought I might have one here on my desk. I got a lot of stuff on my desk, a lot of smart home stuff here you guys can't see. So the Pico remotes out of the box will only work with Lutron devices. So you can only configure those to turn on and off Lutron accessories. They do work really well. If you watched my video, you may have noticed I actually have a Pico remote next to the Inovelli switch that I installed. That Pico remote for me in this studio is controlling my smart shades. So I'm using that to, control my smart shades. So I love Pico remotes too. I think it just depends. If you want more of a well-rounded kind of smart home light switch, probably Inovelli's the way to go. Lutron Caseta, I love Lutron Caseta, but the Picos anyways, you're not going to be able to program those to like turn on all your HomeKit lights or adjust other smart home things outside of Lutron, unless you're doing like Homebridge or something like that. So I hope that makes sense. Brian, what's going on, Brian? Brian asks, for the Inovelli relay, does that require one of their switches, or can it operate independently? Trying to find a possible solution for a ceiling fan without an extra wire. That is a good question, Brian. I do not know. I think it can work independently, but I don't know for a fact. So for those interested, this is what Brian is asking about. I have not looked too far into this. Brian, I would like to, because it looks pretty interesting, because it says smart fan / light canopy module. But I'd have to look more into this, and let's see. So this isn't even shipping yet. They do generally have pretty good documentation, so and the product is still in beta, so it's still pretty early, and maybe it's something we'll be able to look into. But yeah, I have not looked into it too much. I would assume it would work on its own, but I don't know that for a fact. So maybe that's something we can look into a little bit more once that product gets ready to release. AAA, I have wooden planks going to the ceiling. Between them, there are 3 strip LED lines. I would like a Cara, but how to separate 3 lines at once? Uh, Not really sure what you mean. If you mean like splitting your if you're talking about like splitting your LED light, I think that's what you're talking about. If you want to split it and then like extend it, something like that. What I would look into is, let's see, something like something like this. That you can go like the Akara one is good because it can be split, but you can get these like LED connectors and splitters and stuff like that. You just have to make sure you get the right pin. And I don't remember off the top of my head. I think I talked about it in the video. I did a video on that light strip, I think a while back. Maybe it was multiple light strips, but like this is for a 4-pin. There are 6-pin LEDs, even 5-pin I've seen. So you just need to get the right connectors. So the Akara light strip can be cut and extended if you cut them in the right spots. Then you can just get any of these types of connectors as long as it's the right kind. You see, you can get like all these little. You can kind of cut it here and then extend it maybe over to the next spot or whatever, and do some stuff like that. So that's probably what you would need to look into. Hopefully that helps. Let me go to the top of the chat and see where you guys are at. Oh, I see you guys talking about binding. I know Inovelli mentioned their white switches support binding, but it's also up to the ecosystems to support it as well. Yeah, so like I think there's Zigbee switches can support binding, which means you can like bind the switch directly to, let's just say, a Philips Hue light, for example, to control the dimming, which is not something you can do through Apple Home, or that's not something you can do, I think, through Matter right now. So while the switch may support it, which is awesome, by the way, Inovelli is really they're killing it right now with these switches. And I think you're right. I think it does support it, but I don't think Matter supports that yet, or something along those lines. So yeah, hopefully we will be able to do something like that in the future. Let's see. All right, more questions. Let's see. I heard Homie Pro is getting a dashboard now. John Wolf says so. They said that they will work on it. I think that was in a live stream. I saw that as well. They mentioned that it's like on the table and they'll work on it and that it will probably come, but I don't know when that'll happen. I mean, that could be way down the line as far as I know. Corey, what UniFi equipment did you get? Will there be a video? Yeah, I think I'm going to make a video about it. I'm definitely no network expert by any means, so don't expect that from me, but I think I will make a video about it. I've learned a lot, been kind of experimenting. I do have 1 or 2 really good friends who knows a lot about networking and kind of bouncing ideas off of them and stuff like that. But to answer your question, I got, well, let me see. Let me pull it up. I'll show you what I got. I think it's UI.com, right? Sorry, my monitor is all up in the way. That's why I'm looking like that. Let's see. Let me go to the store here. So UniFi, yes, this is my new network equipment. So I went all out and I got the Dream Machine Pro Max. I got the switch. So I got the Pro Max. I've got the U7 access points and I did go ahead and get a switch. I got the Pro Max switch also. Where's that one? Did I pass it? Yeah, Pro Max 24. I got the 24 PoE switch. So yeah, I dropped a pretty penny on all this equipment, but I plan for this to be, and the LED, what do they call that? Ether lighting is really cool. But I've been working on cleaning that up, getting it good to go. I will probably do a video showing what I'm doing and, probably what I've learned and all the stupid mistakes I've made. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Awesome equipment so far. I really love the software side of it. Haven't gotten into the cameras or anything like that. Maybe that'll come in the future, but I don't know. We'll see. But so far, yeah, it's set up now. I'm just kind of cleaning it up. Let's see. Answered that one. Will, yes, yeah, definitely. HomeKit. Apple's going to let us choose our home hub. Very exciting news. Do you think UniFi Cam 3 will ever get HomeKit support? I want to find an outdoor cam with built-in solar. No, I don't. I don't think the UniFi Cam 3 will ever get HomeKit support. I don't think UniFi is worried about HomeKit users or HomeKit support at all. They haven't for years. They haven't rolled out HomeKit support to any of their cameras since like the UniFi Cam 2 line, which was like the UniFi Cam 2 Pro, the Cam 2 and the 2C. So those do support HomeKit. Anything since like the Homebase 3 doesn't support it. I don't think they will. I think your best bet, if that's something you want to see, is native HomeKit support from UniFi. It's probably not going to come until Matter supports cameras, which could be another year from now or longer. And that's assuming that UniFi will support Matter. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Oh, interesting. Vito, I did not know that. Vito says my question about CarPlay and which door is displayed from a couple months ago, figured it out. CarPlay will display the last door that was open or closed from the home app. Interesting. Thanks for sharing. I did not know that. I didn't know how. I thought it was like one of those, Siri suggestions or something, and I didn't know that there was any method to the madness there. So that's good to know for those who have multiple garage doors. I guess that's how CarPlay decides which one to show you. Cool. Can the Govee outdoor wall lights be turned on by the existing wall switch, or do they need constant power? That's a good question. Yes. So this applies to any smart light switch, any smart light bulb or light fixture across the board. Okay. And I just posted a short. It was like a YouTube short and an Instagram reel about the Inovelli switch using this in smart bulb mode. But yes, to answer your question, if you use a light switch for your Govee outdoor light, just a regular light switch, it will kill the connection and you won't be able to use your Govee light. That goes for every smart light that connects to Wi-Fi or to your smart home. If you use a regular switch and turn it off, it will kill the connection and you won't be able to access your automations or your lights or anything like that in your automations. So that is where something like the Inovelli light comes in handy right here. This guy right here, or even the on-off switch. You can use this in smart bulb mode and basically bypass that hardwired connection there, use it smart bulb mode, and then just set an automation for that light to, turn off your Govee light and then turn it on again with your switch. So that is something you can definitely do. But yeah, I hope that answers the question. If you have a regular switch, that will have to remain on to use the Govee outdoor light. What do you recommend for a smart lawn sprinkler controller that will work with an existing system? Well, there's a few good ones out there, Nathan. Thanks for the question. I've heard of some people who have used different ones. The one I have been using is, let me pull it up here, is this one right here. Oops, sorry, wrong button. The Yardian Pro Smart Sprinkler Controller. I actually made a video on this about, I don't know, it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, but you could search my YouTube channel if you want to pull up that old video. I am still using this. You can see it sports Apple HomeKit. What I do like about this, of course, it sports Apple HomeKit, even sports Home Assistant, which I know a lot of people like, pretty much sports everything, but it's also very affordable. Let's see, let's see what it cost. So you see right there for a 6-zone, $119. I mean, super affordable compared to other ones on the market. This one has been working well for me since I installed it. I haven't had a need to switch to anything else. And what was I going to say? Gosh, I just drew a blank. I was gonna say something else about it, but I forgot. Yeah, but oh yeah, this was one of those things. I do use it sometimes with HomeKit. I'll open up the Home app, usually if it's on and I want to turn it off, because I just set it mine to run schedules. It does have like the smart like rain thing where, you know, if rain is in the forecast, it'll skip watering days and all that good stuff. So mine is kind of like set it and forget it. I don't really use it very much. As far as like manually just runs on its automations. Set it and forget it. That's my favorite kind of smart device. But yeah, if I do need to use it in the Home app, I can do that. And which I do rarely, but it does work. So that's the one I'm using. Let's see. Okay, how did Shane add his TV lift to HomeKit? Vivian's Tech Review says. Good question, Vivian. So I did, if you check out my video on my smart backyard makeover video, which was probably about a month or two ago, I did explain it a little bit in that video, but essentially that TV lift kit, and let's see. Trying to see if I can remember the website. Yeah, so this is what I'm using is the TV lift kit. This is the site where I got that from, and I put a link to this in the Govee video also in the description there. But these cabinets have a plug on the inside, and if you have a certain setting turned on, it will basically detect power. It'll detect the power consumption of the TV or whatever's plugged into that, right? And it will raise and lower the lift automatically based on that. So what I did was put a HomeKit enabled TV in the cabinet. So, and then I connected the TV to HomeKit, whatever, so I could just turn it on and off with the Apple Home app. Now, because it's plugged into that certain outlet, when I turn the TV on, it'll the outlet notices the power, the jump in power, and then it will automatically lift when it comes on. So essentially, it's just the TV, that's connected to Apple Home, but the lift will work automatically with the TV as I turn it on and off. So it's been a really cool solution. And yeah, that's how I did it. Nope, have not heard anything for this. Genario. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Any news on when Apple HomeKit camera streaming would be upgraded to 2K or 4K? No, I do not know. I was hoping we would hear something or see something there, but nothing at all. Lewis, thank you so much, Lewis, for the super chat. I'm sorry, my little plug-in here makes these things look kind of weird when you use emojis, but thank you so much for that. Where's my super chat button? Oh, there we go. Super much appreciated. Chat. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate the continued support there, Lewis. Longtime channel member as well, so much appreciated. All right, let's get through some more of these questions. With those Flic hubs, Matter is coming on both versions or just the LR? Good question, Brian. I cannot remember. Let's see. I think, sorry, I got to move my monitor. My monitor keeps getting in the way here. Let's see if we can find, I believe they have a comparison chart on their website. That's what I'm looking for here. Let's see if they mention Matter. Matter compil, yeah, so it's coming to both of them. So this is just on their website, but it looks like it will come to both of them, according to that. Thank you for letting me know about that new smart switch, and that is great. How about the Eve outlet? Any good updates over the last few months since your video? I mean, nothing has really changed since the video on the smart outlet. The Eve energy outlet is what Timothy's asking about here. And yeah, it still works. I actually have this camera right here. This this camera right here is connected to that Eve energy outlet. And yeah, it works. Matter over Thread. Eve stuff is good. So I'm usually happy with the Eve stuff. All right, this is a question I can get behind here. Tobias, I love different questions every now and then. Oh, in general, for you and U.S. citizens, what type of beer do you drink the most often? I'm from Germany, and I really don't know what type of beer you have out there in Walmart. So let's see. Everybody type in the chat what type of beer you like to drink. What is your favorite type of beer? It's a matter of opinion, of course. I know, like, nowadays, we're just going to assume this is a genuine question. Turin says Sam Adams. Personally, I like a lot of different beers. I know in the US, like, IPAs have gotten extremely popular in the past couple of years, and all the craft beer and stuff. I bet you there's going to be some of those in the chat. Kaiser, Landshark, Jimmy Buffett. Okay, actually, we got some Sam Adams, Bud Light here, Stella. Somebody, Harold says Stella. Kona Big Wave, that's a good one. Matthew says Kona. I like Kona. Bud Light, not a beer person. Trent's not a lone beer. Frederick says root beer. There you go. Interesting. So not a lot of, okay, so there you go. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? Dylan says craft beer or good old Corona. There you go. Yeah, so craft beer has gotten really popular, but me personally, I mean, I'm a Miller Lite. That's my go-to, Miller Lite. They say, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of IPA, and neither is Ingo, I don't think. I don't like IPAs that much. I've tried, and there's a few that I like, but I'm just not a big fan. So, I go for Miller Lite's my go-to. I do like certain craft beers. But I usually go for like a Pilsner or something like that is usually my choice. Blue Moon says Eric. Yeah, so Yingling's another good one there. Good old American beer. There we go. I like Al. Al says bourbon. Bourbon is your favorite beer. I'm not mad at that at all. All right, moving on. Larry says, I know you don't like the spec site, but what if they delayed Home OS not only for a device, but so they can fully integrate Apple Intelligence to help us with habits? Yeah, maybe. I don't think there's a question in there necessarily, but yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll see. Always fun to see what happens. Do you feel the HomePods will be worthless? I think they will figure it out, but we don't have the chip in the HomePods that are necessary. So what do you think will happen? No, I don't think HomePods will be useless. I think they'll still be able to do, I don't know, we'll see. I guess the question is as far as like the Apple Intelligence goes and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know what all they will be, capable of. but I hope that they will at least be able to just be more conversational, and I mean, they won't need to do a whole lot of the stuff that, or actually most of the stuff you do on your iPhone, like writing, AI writing and photo manipulation, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully they'll be able to handle, some pretty basic stuff. All right. The guy has his hat backwards and doesn't like IPAs. Yep, that's me. That's all right. Water or let's see. Oh, that's a good thought there too. Frederick says, I think the HomePod Mini will pass the request to a secure Apple cloud for more advanced stuff. Definitely a possibility there. Travis, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions here that I can get to. Travis asked, "What PoE cameras do you currently recommend?" So I recommend. So right now I'm using Reolink cameras. They're very affordable, but quality is great. They work great with scripted or even HomeBridge if you want to use that to get them into HomeKit. I'm using scripted for that, but yeah, Reolink cameras. They're NVRs, so they're PoEs with the NVR. They work really well. If you are into the UniFi ecosystem, I know most people really love the UniFi cameras, so that's another one that I would probably recommend. They're going to be a little bit more expensive, but same thing. They should work really well. Quality is great, a lot of features, and also work well with scripted. So I would probably choose between those two as far as what I would recommend. All right, let me see here if we can get to some more questions. A good question there from Conman. I have not heard any updates regarding the GE Sync under cabinet light fixtures with Matter that were announced at CES. That's one of the products that I was really interested in, one of the ones that kind of stuck out to me from CES. I did talk with somebody earlier in the year, so it's been a little while from GE, and I think they said it was going to be the last half of the year. Well, obviously, we're already halfway through the year now, but it should be this year, hopefully Q3, but it should be before the end of the year for sure. But last I talked to somebody about this, they are still planning to release them and everything like that. So hopefully we will see them maybe in Q3. Let's see, what camera control features would you like to see come to HomeKit? Jacob says that's a good question. So two things right there I would like to see come to HomeKit in terms of camera. One, I'd like to see more resolution, higher resolution, even if it's just 2K. 1080p is okay, but I'd really like to see at least 2K, if not 4K. Number two, I would really like to be able to have pan and tilt capabilities within the Apple Home app. I think it's crazy that we have pan and tilt cameras that support HomeKit, but we can't pan and tilt them in the Apple Home app. So those would be the two things that I would like to see come to HomeKit in terms of cameras. Sigmund has a question here. What's going on, Sigmund? And also, everybody, if you're into Apple TV, check out Sigmund's podcast, Magic Rays of Light. Yeah, all about Apple TV stuff. Just quick little plug there for Sigmund. Do you still own a Vision Pro? If so, did you know that when you AirPlay to Vision OS 2, you can bring audio over and share the screen in a call? I'm doing it with Apple TV Go SharePlay Unlocked. That's awesome. No, I didn't. I have not noticed that. Well, I am not using Vision OS 2. I'm just really scared to use betas. I've been burned a few times, and I really don't want to brick my Vision Pro. I actually had some issues with it over the weekend, and I got through it, but it scared me for a second. I got that dreaded, like, have you ever seen, I'm going to ask you this, Sigmund, or I don't know if anybody else has got the Vision Pro. Let me see if I can find the picture. I took a picture of it because I saw this a couple times when I first got mine. Have you ever seen this icon on your Vision Pro? This scared me. Oops, wrong button. I took a picture of it. Have you ever seen that? I saw that pop up on my Vision Pro over the weekend, and I was like, oh God, I broke it. I was letting my grandpa, who's 87 years old, by the way, use my Vision Pro for the first time. It was really cool to see that. You've seen it too. Okay, good. So it's not just me. Plug into a computer. Yeah, no. So that is the icon. As far as I am aware, that's the icon that means like basically contact support because something's wrong. I think that's what I was told by Apple at like earlier on when I was having some issues with it when it first came out. But I haven't seen it in a while. Caroline, what you doing on here? Caroline says, I would have broke you if you broke it. Oh, please. She has not even, so that's my wife, for those that don't know, Caroline, who just jumped into the chat. And she, get my chat updated. Yeah, she has not even used the Vision Pro yet. So you can't comment on the Vision Pro until you use it, Caroline. We got to get her in that thing so she can see how cool it is. And then she'll know that it was totally worth every penny, right? All right, guys. On that note, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Welcome to the new members. We had some members, some memberships gifted today. Thanks to Sigmund and George for gifting those. And thanks to everybody for hanging out today in the chat. Great to see you guys. I hope you all have a great day. Can't wait to hear about what other smart home products you are working on or smart home projects you're working on in the next stream. Every Wednesday we'll be here. Again, new video came out today and we had one come out on Sunday. So 2 videos so far this week and more to come. So check those out if you haven't already. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Have a great day and I will see you in the next one. God bless.